Hello friends, welcome to C# Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. In this sub-series, we are learning about Mutex and how to perform inter-process communication. In this video, we will talk about the example. In the last video, we learned about the basics of Mutex. So we have a OS kernel, and let's state we have Mutex M1. So OS kernel can have multiple Mutex as well. Here we are talking about one single Mutex. Let's consider two processes. So what happens? Thread T1, it will perform lock. After performing the lock, it performs write operation on the file. Let's state it will generate some sequence number, and when it is writing, it will perform overwrite option. That means next time when it is writing from 11 to 20, it will erase the previous content and starts a new line, very first line. So before writing this content, it performs the lock on the Mutex M1. Then after done with this write operation, it will perform unlock using the release method. So lock means it will use here wait one. So that's how we are going to do. We will create process 1 and we will start writing into the file. Then we will create one more process P2, and it will also have a thread. It access the Mutex M1, then uses the wait one to perform the lock. So when already thread T1 is writing the content, that means it already occurred the lock, and thread T1 in process P2 will wait. So once it's done with the writing operation, it will release the lock, and thread T1 in process P2 will occur the lock. So this will perform a read operation. So whatever is written by thread T1 of process P1 is read by thread T1 of process P2. So it will also use wait one as well as release. So once you make a call to release Mutex, the lock will get released and T1 can come in and write next line. So it will write next line, then make a call to release. In the meantime, T1 will be waiting and it will come and read. So this way, there are two different processes which will talk to each other and communicate in such a way that T1 is telling, I have written the content, you can read. The process P2 will tell that I read the content, you can write. So that way the communication will goes on based on the Mutex. Since it's visible among the process, the Mutex is maintained by the OS kernel or the OS core, we can say. So here you can see we have two examples, 19A Mutex example and 19B Mutex example. That means there are two processes. So writing line of text 1, writing line of text 2. Likewise, the process P1 is writing the content into text file. Then the reader process. So we can say this one is the writer process or writer exe. So here we doesn't create any thread, so that will be, we can assume that main thread or default thread which performs this task, and here the reader process will read the content. So each time it reads one line of text and prints that in the console window. Once it is done reading with the content, it will intimate to process 1 stating I am done. So that means here it will do a release mutex. Similarly, once it is done with, the first process, once it is done with writing, it will make a call to release. Alright, so that's what we are going to create in the next video. There is no demo here since we are simply going to create a console window application. Thank you for watching. Bye.